Hello friends, welcome to my channel Operations Point. Today in this video we will be discussing MCQs about PERT CPM, which is one of the topic in UGC NET exams also. So let's start with the first question. The earliest start time rule is that it is comparing the activity start time for an activity successor. It is comparing the activity's end time for an activity predecessor, directs when a project can start, regulates when a project must begin. So earliest start time we calculate in the network diagrams from left to right, and it is going to compare the starting time for the activities of the predecessors, not the successors. So that means compares the activities end time for an activity predecessor. When we have to calculate for predecessor, we will be seeing the end time of the previous activities. All right. The particular task performance in CPM is known as dummy. No, this is not the right answer. Dummy is not the right answer. Event, no, this is also not. Activity is the right answer to the question. Alright. Next question is, the critical path is a path that operates from the starting node to the end node. Is the mixture, is the longest, is the shortest path. So critical path is the longest path in the network diagram. Next question is, activities A, B and C are the immediate predecessors for Y activity. So this is, let's suppose, Y activity, and A, B, C, these are the predecessors of these activities, right? And the finish time of A is 12, B is 15 and C is 10. So they are asking you to calculate the time of Y activity. So A is finishing after 12 units, B is finishing after 15 units and C is finishing after 10 minutes. So Y will start when all A, B and C will complete. So the earliest start time of Y will be 15, that is the maximum of all the three time periods. So B is the right answer to the question. Alright. Next is, while scheduling a project by CPM, a project is divided into various activities. True. Required time for each activity is established. True. A sequence of various activities is made according to their importance. True. So in short, all of the above is the answer. Now the full form of PERT is project program evaluation and review technique, right? So D is the right answer. Next is, the shortest possible time in which an activity can be achieved under ideal circumstances is known as shortest possible time, they are saying, and for that it is optimistic. We are very much positive about the things, so we are saying that in minimum time possible, so optimistic time. According to the time estimates made by the PERT planners, the maximum time that would be needed to complete an activity. Now maximum time would be pessimistic time, alright. One of the following is not included in the activities in the CPM and PERT: preceding, abnormal, concurrent, succeeding. Abnormal activities are not included in the PERT CPM. One of the following is not related to the network diagram: EOQ, event, activity, float. Obviously EOQ is related to the production techniques. It is not included in the network diagrams. Then the three probabilistic time periods about one activity analyzed. You are given three time periods. You are given optimistic time as 4, and normal time, or you can say most likely time period, is 5, and pessimistic time is 6, right? And they are asking you to calculate the expected time period. The formula for the same is TO plus 4 Tm plus Tp divided by 6. Alright. So this will be 4 into Tm is 20. 20 plus 4, 24. 24 plus 6 is 30. 30 divided by 6 is 5. So 5 is the answer to the question. Alright. Next is one of the following is not the advantage of a network diagram. Outside uncertain events are eliminated by preparing a network diagram. It facilitates the best use of limited resources. The inner relationship of complex activities are relatively easy to understand. Crashing and updating adjustments are possible under changing environments. So the A option is the option which is not the advantage of a network diagram. One of the following is not a type of float. टोटल फ्लोट है, फ्री फ्लोट भी है, इंडिपेंडेंट फ्लोट भी है, म्यूचुअली डिपेंडेंट फ्लोट नहीं है. ऑलराइट. देन गिवन द एक्सपेक्टेड ड्यूरेशन, वेरिएंस दिया है, प्रोजेक्ट दिया है, देन you have to calculate the probability of the completing the project within 3 days or less than the expected time. So for calculating this you have to apply this formula, scheduled time minus expected time divided by sigma, that is standard deviation. Now variance is given to you as 9 days, so the sigma will be under root of 9, and this ts will be, they are saying 43 days more or less, so it can be either 50 or it can be 44, right? And this te is given to you as 47. So when you will apply the formula, these z values are given to you, right? And when you will do the calculations, you will find B as the right answer to the question. All right. Now point out what is not required. While considering precedence relationship, all the predecessors of an activity should be focused on. Only immediate predecessors should be focused on. Redundant should be dropped. Care must be taken that there is no logical fault in it, as it may result in the formation of loop. So we are only concerned with the immediate predecessors, not all the predecessors. So A is the option. Which of the following is not correct? PERT is probabilistic, CPM is deterministic, CPM is event oriented, and CPM PERT uses similar technology but were developed independently. So CPM is event oriented. This is not right. Now mark the wrong statement. Forward pass calculations yield the earliest time and latest start and finish times of various activities. Forward pass say we can calculate the earliest start time but not the latest finish time, right? So the first statement is wrong. The difference between latest and earliest finish time is total float, which is right. Free float cannot exceed total float, right? Because there is a relationship that total float is greater than free float and free float is greater than independent float. All right. Determination of the earliest and latest start time of various activities is useful for project planning of their execution. So A is the option which is not correct. Now we have in this question we have two events 4 and 6. This is 4 and this is 6, and the duration of the activity is 6. Total float is 3, and the earliest and latest start time of 4 are 8 and 11. Over here it is 17. So they are asking us to mark the incorrect statement. The first statement is free float is 3 days. Formula for free float is total float minus head slack. Total float is 3 minus head slack. This is the head event because the arrow of the head of the arrow is on this event. So 17 minus 17 is 0. That is 3 is the free float, which is right. Independent float is 0. So independent float formula is total float, free float माइनस टेल स्लैक. अब फ्री फ्लोट है हमारा 3 और टेल स्लैक मतलब ये वाला टेल इवेंट. दिस इज द टेल इवेंट 11 माइनस 8 विच इज गिविंग मी 3. सो इंडिपेंडेंट फ्लोट 0 है. इट इज अ क्रिटिकल एक्टिविटी. अब एनी एक्टिविटी विच विल बी क्रिटिकल उसका अर्लीस्ट और लेटेस्ट स्टार्ट टाइम जो है वो सेम होता है, राइट? 6 का सेम है बट 4 का सेम नहीं है. तो द थर्ड स्टेटमेंट इज इनकरेक्ट दैट इट इज अ क्रिटिकल एक्टिविटी. नो, दिस इज नॉट अ क्रिटिकल एक्टिविटी. ऑल राइट. Now, which of the following is not correct in respect of PERT calculations? Expected time of an activity is a weighted average of 3 time estimates. 1, 4 and 1 uski weightage hota hai, which is right. Completion time of an activity is assumed to follow normal distribution. This is also right. Standard deviation of activity completion is 1/6 of the excess of pessimistic over optimistic, which is also right because standard deviation ka formula hota hai TP minus TO divided by 6. The sum total of variance of critical activity times gives the variance of overall project completion time. So this is also right. And the completion time of an activity follows normal distribution? No, because completion time of the project follows. See, I also made a mistake. I read it as activity. I didn't see that it is not a project. So B is the right option. Now we have to make the network diagram. We have to find out the critical path. So for this we have 1, 2, 2. We have 2, 2, 3. We have sorry. We have then 4, 2, 3. We have 1, 2, 4. Let's यहाँ से 1, 2, 4 और ये 4, 2, 3. ठीक है. Then we have 2 to 5 also. Then we have 3 to 5 also. And we have 4 to 5 also. I'm sorry I have not made a clean diagram, but you'll get an idea. So the time duration is 2, 1 to 2. 2 to 3 it is 1. Then 4 to 3 it is 3. Then 1 to 4 it is 3. Then 2 to 5 this is 3. Then 3 to 5 this is 2 and 4 to 5 this is 4. So they are asking you to critical path. So the first critical path is 1, 2, 5. The time duration is 5. Then 1, 2, 3, 5. 2, 1, 3. 3 to 5. No. Then 1, 4, 3, 5. 3, 3, 6, 8 and 3, 4, 7. So the critical path will be 1, 4, 3, 5 because it is having the maximum time period. Now pick up the incorrect statement. An activity of a project is denoted by an arrow. The tail of the arrow indicates the start of the activity. Head of the arrow indicates the end of the activity. And arrows are drawn to scale from left to right. Last option is not the right option. If D is the duration, earliest start time, earliest finish time, latest start, then the following relationships hold good. EF, earliest finish time is equal to earliest start time plus duration, which is right. This is also right. Then latest finish time is equals to this. This is also right. So D is the right answer. Difference between the time available to do a job and the time required to do the job is known as float, right? If the activity has zero slack, that means it lies on the critical path. So A is the right option. A dummy activity is used in the network diagram when two parallel activities have the same tail and events, and chain of activities may have a common event yet be independent by themselves. So both the statements are right. So both A and B. The activity can be delayed without affecting the execution of immediate succeeding activity, which is determined by free float. All right, that it can be delayed. जिसका free float हम calculate करेंगे, मतलब हम उतने unit से we can reduce the time, delay the activity without affecting the other activities. Float or slack analysis is used for projects behind the schedule only, not ahead of the schedule. So A is the right option. In PERT CPM, the merge events represent the splitting, completion, beginning, joining. Completion, merge event मतलब एक जगह पे 2 या 3 events इकट्ठे merge हो रहे हैं, so that means वो complete हो रहे हैं यहाँ पे. So this is the explanation that this is the merge event and this is the burst event. Burst event मतलब होता है कि start हो रहा है, beginning है, और merge event मतलब completion हो रहा है. All right. Now these are the three time periods given to us. The earliest start time will be, now always remember earliest start time अगर आपसे पूछा जाएगा तो this will be maximum of the three, which is 15. All right. Next is earliest start time rule. It compares the activity starting for an activity successor, and predecessor, starting time, ending time. Guys, these are the two option things which you have to take care कि starting time दिया है कि end time दिया है. You have to choose the option जिसमें end time है और predecessor है. All right. Now they are asking you that if the duration of the activity is changed from 9 to 10 days, then what will happen? See, one thing I'll tell you, first of all, you will draw the diagram, you will find out the critical path, and you will check if this activity is coming in the critical path, and if the time duration is changed, it is increased. So the critical path will remain same, but the time of the critical path will increase by those many units. So if you will draw the diagram, right, this is A, and from here you are drawing three activities which are B, C, D. All right, then after B you are getting E, and after D you are getting F, and C, E are together, sorry. So what will happen is C, E will come like this, like so C, B से आ रहा है E, तो C, E से आ रहा है G, और D से आ रहा है F, ये हो गया F और G इकट्ठा, और F, G से आ रहा है H. तो when you will do the calculations, this D is going to this F is going to come in the critical path, right? And the critical path duration will be 18 days. So when you have changed the time from 9 to 10, the critical path time will increase to 19, but the critical path will remain same. So for this we can say that A is the right answer. All right. नेक्स्ट इज फॉर्मूला क्या है टोटल एक्सपेक्टेड टाइम पीरियड का, TE इज इक्वल्स टू 4 TM विच इज दिस वन. TE इज इक्वल्स टू ऑप्टिमिस्टिक टाइम प्लस मोस्ट लाइकली टाइम प्लस पेसिमिस्टिक. सो sorry, this is not, this is 3, I made a mistake, this is the right answer. All right. Now the critical path they are asking you to calculate. This is the diagram already given to you, and you have been given three time periods, TO, 4, TM and pessimistic time. So from the previous this formula you will apply to calculate the expected time period over here. Like I'll make a column here TE. So this will be quickly done. 4 into 2 8, 8 plus 3 11 plus 1 12 divided by 6 is 2. 4 into 6 24, 24 7 31 36. This will be 6. This will be 4 5 20 27 35. This will be 28 37 42. This will be 7. This will be 28, 4 into 4 16, 22 24. This will be 4, and this will be 26 30. This will be again 5, and this will be 24 32 36 6. This will be 12 16 18 3. So these TE has been calculated. You will write down here all the time periods, and then you will find out the critical path duration. That will be D, that is 18 units will be the critical path. All right. So if you see here, if I show you 1 2 3, the time period is 6. 1 to 2 it is 2. 1 to 4 it is 5, and 2 to 5, 2 to 5 it is 7. 3 to 5 it is 4, and 4 to 7 it is 6. 5 to 6 it is 5, and 6 to 7 it is 3. So you can see 6 4 10 15 18, 7 to 9 9 5 14 17. So this the critical path is let me write here 1 3 5 6 7. So this is the critical path. All right. So the critical path activities are 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 6, and 6 to 7. All right. So this is how we have done. Next is the same question, but now they are asking us standard deviation of the critical path. Standard deviation निकालना है. उसके लिए हम क्या करेंगे, सबसे पहले we will be calculating the variance. Variance formula is or you can calculate simply the standard deviation only, which is TP minus TO divided by 6. क्रिटिकल पाथ का निकालेंगे. क्रिटिकल पाथ में 1 2 3 है पहले. So this is 5, this is 7. 7 minus 5, 2. 2 divided by 6 is 1 by 3. Then 3 to 5, this is 6 minus 2, 4. 4 by 6 is 2 by 3. Then 5 to 6, it is 6 minus 4, 2. 2 by 6 is 1 by 3. And then 4 minus 2, 2. 2 by 6 is 1 by 3. So when we add it, 1 by 3 plus 2 by 3 plus, this was 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6, not sorry, 1 by 6, this will be 1 by 3 only. So this will be 1 plus 2 by 3, 5 by 3. 5 by 3 is 1.67. All right. In PERT CPM, the merge events represents the completion of 2 or more events. All right, so that was it from my side. I hope you like the video. If you like my video, then please do subscribe to my channel Operations Point for more videos, and share my video as much as possible. Thank you. Have a nice day.